أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه الأخيار أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, we take together the next topic in our book Alqirā-atur-Rāshida in pursuit of Arabic proficiency and also some background knowledge in Islam and the Arab history in general. So today we are looking at our topic رسول المسلمين عند قائد قواد الفرس, the messenger of the Muslims at the leader of the Persian army. The messenger of the Muslims, that is the messenger the Muslims sent عند قائد قواد الفرس, at the commander of the leaders of the Persian leaders. So Qa'id is the leader, the overall boss of the Qawad al-Furs, of the commanders of the Persian army. So all of them together, their main leader, the Muslim military expedition, the Muslim group, the Muslim army, headed by Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, sent a messenger to these Persian people. So that is our topic for today. So of course, Rasul المسلمين عند قائد قواد الفرس. Al-Furs bimana the Persians. It says أرسل سعد. Sa'ad is the Sahabi, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. أرسل سعد, and Sa'ad was the one leading the Muslim army. He was their leader, he was their commander. Okay. يعني كانت جيش المسلمين تحت قيادة سعد بن أبي وقاص. Okay. بس أرسل سعد قبل القادسية. يعني قبل القادسية, read it this way. قبل القادسية أرسل سعد ربعية بن عامر رسولا. So the قبل القادسية is showing the time Sa'd sent Rabi'i. So Rabi'i was the messenger that we are talking about here. The Rasul al-Muslimin here is actually this person here, Rabi'i bin Amir. He was the one Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas sent. And when did he send him? He sent him قبل القادسية. Al-Qadisiyya is the name given to that ma'araka, that clash. It was named Al-Qadisiyya. And Al-Qadisiyya is a region in Iraq then. Okay, I've not searched on it now, but Al-Qadisiyya was a region then. So then it was given the name Al-Qadisiyya. Just like you mostly find wars being named after places. Okay, so that is how it is. So قبل القادسية أرسل سعد ربعية بن عامر. Sa'd sent this person as a messenger. Rasulan here bimana as a messenger. Okay. Rasulan ila Rustum. And Rustum was the what? The Qa'id here. He is the Qa'id we are talking about here. So Sa'd sent Rabi'i ibn Amir as a messenger to Rustum. Rustum was the leader of the Persian army. As he says here, Qa'id al-Juyush al-Farisiyya. He was the commander, let's say commander-in-chief of the armies, of the soldiers of the Persian armies. Al-Jaysh is an army. Okay, so when he says Juyush, bimana a group of armies. That is why here you read Qa'id is the commander of what? Qawad al-Furs, the commanders of. So there are a lot of armies, each with its commander, but who is the overall commander? Rustum. Jamil says, so he sent Amir to him, ila Rustum Qa'id al-Juyush al-Farisiyyati wa amirihim, and he was their emir. Bimana, he was their king. Okay. فدخل عليه عليه هنا بمعنى referring to ربعي, referring to the Rasul of the Muslims. So فدخل عليه وقد زينوا مجلسه. عفوا, the dakhala, the fa'il of the dakhala is what? The rib'i. And then the alayhi, the he refers to Rustum. So dakhala rib'i ibn Amir ala Rustum. He entered into his abode. Rib'i entered where Rustum was. وقد زينوا مجلسه. وقد زينوا مجلسه. And they had decorated his place of sitting. Majlis ay makan julusihi. They had decorated the place. Bin namariki al mudhahaba. They had decorated the place, his sitting place, with cushions that have been coated with gold. An namarik is the plural of namraqa or numruk, which is a cushion. In the Quran you see وَنَمَارِقُ مَصْفُوفَةً وَنَمَارِقُ مَصْفُوفَةً. That is it. Cushions. Okay. Al-mudhahaba bimana ay decorated with zahab, decorated with gold. وَزَرَابِيِّ الْحَرِيرِ. Zarabi is also the plural of zarbiyya. Zarbiyatun. So zarbiyatun is also carpet. So when you say zarabi, bimana carpet. Okay, the floor was also decorated, or the place was also decorated by carpets of silk. Ay zarabi al-hariri, carpets of silk. Wa azhar al-yaquta wal-ali'a al-thaminata. And he had displayed al-yawaqita. Afwan, al-yawaqita bimana the plural of yaqut. And yaqut is what? Corundum. C-O-R-U-N-D-U-M. That is yaqut. And corundum bimana a special stone. All these special stones they find under sea and at mines and all that, they are called yawaqit. Okay. In the Maqamat al-Hariri, you read something that like وَيَوَاقِيتُ salat. It says وَيَوَاقِيتُ الصِّلَاةِ أَعْلَقُ بِقَلْبِكَ مِنْ مَوَاقِيتِ الصَّلَاةِ. There is some line like that in the Maqamat al-Hariri. يَوَاقِيتُ الصِّلَاةِ. The pearls that you get from your connections, أَعْلَقُ بِقَلْبِكَ مِنْ مَوَاقِيتِ الصَّلَاةِ, is attached to your heart than the times of salat. So it says وَأَظْهَرَ الْيَوَاقِيتَ وَالْآلِي الثَّمِينَةَ. And he had displayed precious stones and pearls, precious pearls, al-la'ali al-thaminata, expensive and precious pearls. وَزِينَةَ الْعَظِيمَةَ, and great decoration. وَعَلَيْهِ تَاجُهُ. Taj is crown, C-R-O-W-N, crown. وَعَلَيْهِ تَاجُهُ وَغَيْرُ ذَلِكَ مِنَ الْأَمْتِعَةِ الثَّمِينَةِ. And other things of al-amti'a, bimana plural of mata, belongings, precious belongings. Ay wa alayhi tajuhu, he had his crown on. Wa ghayru dhalika min al-amti'ati thamina, and other things of precious belongings. Wa qad jalasa ala saririn min dhahabin, and he had sat on a bed of gold. So the bed of Rustum was made of gold. This is what the Sahabi entered and saw. When he entered, he saw cushions decorated with gold, silk carpets, and also precious stones displayed everywhere, precious pearls, great decorations with the crown on, and a lot of precious stuff around the king, Rustum, in this passage. And also, he was sitting on a bed decorated with gold. Now, if you don't have esteem, seeing this, you will mellow. If you don't have esteem of your own, seeing this will make you coil up. But what happened? It says, وَدَخَلَ رِبْعِيٌّ بِثِيَابٍ صَفِيقَةٍ. Rib'iyun entered with thick clothes, heavy clothes. What are these heavy clothes show? clothes that are poor. Okay, poor, it indicates that you are a hustler, like any leather at all, you put it on your body. Thick clothes, heavy. Okay, so those were dresses of people who are not really focusing on fashion or dressing hard. So صفيقة بمعنى ثياب صفيقة بمعنى thick or heavy clothes. وسيف and a sword. وترس and shield. Turus is the shield. So when we say تترس الرجل بمعنى أخذ الترس. When we say تترس الرجل بمعنى the man has taken up a shield. Okay, that's what Turus. So he had his shield also. وفرس قصيرة and a small horse. ولم يزل راكبها and he kept riding it. لم يزل راكبها يعني he didn't stop riding it حتى داس بها على طرف البساط until he stepped with the horse on the side of the carpet. البساط هنا بمعنى carpet. So you see something, I've always been telling you this, in Arabic writing, don't keep repeating words. Use the synonym rather. So you see here, he used zarabi, but when he comes here, he wants to talk about taraf al-zarabi, he uses the al-bisat, yani the carpet. Okay. He stepped with the horse on the side of the carpet. ثم نزل, and then he descended. وَرَبَطَهَا, and he tied the faras, the horse. He tied it بِبَعْضِ تِلْكَ الْوَسَائِدِ, with some of those pillows. Again, look here. Here he uses an-namarik, cushions. And here he uses wasa'id, cushions, pillows. Pillows. Okay. He tied the horse with one of those pillows or some of those pillows. He just took some of them, tied the animal with it. He didn't pay attention to the gold decorations and all that. وَأَقْبَلَ عَلَيْهِ سِلَاحُهُ, and he أَقْبَلَ وَعَلَيْهِ سِلَاحُهُ وَأَقْبَلَ, and he approached. Wow here is wow al-hal. أي وَأَقْبَلَ وَعَلَيْهِ سِلَاحُهُ, and he approached whilst he had his sword on, or his weapon on. وَدِرْعُهُ, الدِّرْع is وَدِرْعُهُ عَلَى رَأْسِهِ. الدِّرْع is also shield. Okay, dirዕ is also shield, and his shield was on his head. فَقَالُوا لَهُ, and they said to him, دَعْ سِلَاحَكَ, drop your weapon. So when Rib'i entered with this posture, with the horse, stepped on the carpet, tied the horse with some of those golden pillows, and he approached the king Rustum with his weapon on and his shield on, they kind of felt apprehended and they were like, Da silahaka, drop your weapon. Faqala, and he said, Inni lam atikum wa innama ji'tukum hina da'awtumuni. Indeed, I did not come to you. Inni lam atikum. Indeed, I did not come to you. Wa innama, but rather, ji'tukum hina da'awtumuni. I came to you when you invited me. So bimana, the messengers going there, Rib'iyu going there, wasn't on his own accord. He was invited by the Persian army. فَإِن تَرَكْتُمُونِي هَكَذَا وَإِلَّا رَجَعْتُ. فَإِن تَرَكْتُمُونِي هَكَذَا وَإِلَّا رَجَعْتُ. You either leave me this way or I will return. The full sentence, the taqdir here, فَإِن تَرَكْتُمُونِي هَكَذَا أَبْقَى مَعَكُمْ وَإِلَّا رَجَعْتُ. فَإِن تَرَكْتُمُونِي هَكَذَا أَبْقَى هُنَا مَعَكُمْ نُنَاقِشَ الْمَوْضُوعِ وَإِلَّا رَجَعْتُ. Else I will return. And then he says, فَقَالَ رُسْتُمْ, and then Rustum said, إِذَنُوا لَهُ, permit him. The command is for plural people, that's why he says إِذَنُوا لَهُ. If it was one, he says إِذَن, له. Okay. Then it says فأقبل, يعني أقبل ربعي. ربعي approached. يتوكأ على رمحه. He approached whilst leaning on his spear. رمح بمعنى spear. Okay. He was leaning on his spear. So he was using the spear as a walking stick. يتوكأ على رمحه. He was leaning on his spear. You know this يتوكأ word? That is the same word that when Sayyidina Musa was asked, ما تلك بيمينك وما تلك بيمينك يا موسى, and then he said, هي عصاي أتوكأ عليها. You remember that verse? That is Surah Taha, verse number 17. When he was asked, وَمَا تِلْكَ بِيَمِينِكَ يَا مُوسَى, and what is this that is in your right hand, O Musa? He said, قَالَ هِيَ عَصَايَ أَتَوَكَّأُ عَلَيْهَا. هِيَ عَصَايَ, it is my staff or my stick. أَتَوَكَّأُ عَلَيْهَا, I recline on it or I kind of lean on it for support whilst walking. So this is the same thing that Rib'i was doing. But just guess it. There are carpets of silk there. Imagine he leaning on his arrow. Already the carpets are being damaged. فَأَقْبَلَ يَتَوَكَّأُ عَلَى رُمْحِهِ فَوْقَ النَّمَارِقِ. You see, he was depending or reclining on his spear, S-P-E-A-R, on his spear, upon the namarik, upon the cushions. So he was putting his spear on the cushions. فَخَرَقَ عَامَّتَهَا, and so he tore most of it. Okay, he tore most of it. فَقَالُوا لَهُ, and they said to him, مَا جَاءَ بِكُمْ. Now you understand all these antics that Rabi'u is doing towards the end. Inshallah, I will clarify, except those who are soldiers or something who understand this concept. Whenever you are meeting an enemy, somebody you are said to have a clash with, you are doing everything for the person to know that you have no iota of fear in you. So you put up all your esteem, you put up all the vigor you can have. Okay? And then he says, مَا جَاءَ بِكُمْ, what brought you? فَقَالَ, so Rabi'i said, اللَّهُ ابْتَعَثَنَا لِنُخْرِجَ مَنْ شَاءَ مِنْ عِبَادَةِ الْعِبَادِ إِلَى عِبَادَةِ اللَّهِ. He says, اللَّهُ ابْتَعَثَنَا, Allah sent us. ابْتَعَثَنَا بِمَعنَى بَعَثَنَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent us. Sent us to what? لِنُخْرِجَ مَنْ شَاءَ, for us to remove whoever wants, min ibadatil ibad, from worshipping the creation. Ibadatil ibad huna bimana ibadatil khalq, from worshipping the creation, ila ibadatil Allah alladhi huwa al-khaliq, to the worship of Allah. So Rabi'i told Rustum that we are sent here by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take those who want out of the worship of mankind to the worship of the Almighty. ومن ضيق الدنيا إلى سعتها, أي لنخرج من شاء من ضيق الدنيا إلى سعتها, so that we also take out the one who wants from ضيق الدنيا, the narrowness of the world. ضيق بمعنى narrowness or hardship, from the hardship of this world, إلى سعتها, to the expanse of this same world. Sa'a bimana expanse, having enough. That is sa'a, the opposite of hardship. Okay, ampleness, having a lot, having in abundance. That is sa'a. So it means that worshipping the creation is a form of living in hardship. It's a form of living in a narrow world. So we are going to take you out to the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to the worship of the Almighty. And that is the having whoever worship the Almighty, the one who deserves to be worshipped, the person has ample, the person is said to be lucky. He says, وَمِن جَوْرِ الْأَدْيَانِ, and from the oppression or injustice. Jawr, bimana oppression or injustice. From the oppression or injustice of other religions to إلى عدل الإسلام, to the justice of Islam. So what Rabi'i was saying here is that the other religions, people who were part of the other religions, were being put into suffering, were being treated unjustly. It was the top powers that were enjoying and pushing the others into submission. So he says, we came here to take the people out of the injustice of the adyan, the plural of deen, ila adl al-Islam, to the justness of Islam. فَأَرْسَلَنَا بِدِينِهِ أي أَرْسَلَنَا اللَّهُ بِدِينِهِ, Allah sent us with His religion, إِلَى خَلْقِهِ, to His creation. لِنَدْعُوَهُمْ إِلَيْهِ, for us to call people to Him. Okay? فَمَنْ قَبِلَ ذَلِكَ قَبِلْنَا مِنْهُ, whoever accepts that, we also accept his acceptance from him. So whoever accepts the message that we've brought, we also accept the person. وَرَجَعْنَا عَنْهُ, and we will return away, we will go away. وَمَنْ أَبَى, and whoever refuses our message, قَاتَلْنَاهُ, we will fight the person, abadan, forever. حَتَّى نُفْضِي إِلَى مَوْعُودِ اللَّهِ. Nufdi is from afda, and when we say afda ila, bimana to result in, to lead to. Afda ila, bimana to lead to result in, and it comes together. So he says, qatalnahu abadan, we will fight the person forever, hatta nufdi ila, until it leads us to maw'udillah, ay wa'adillah, the promise of Allah. Maw'ud huna bimana wa'adillah, until it leads us to the promise of Allah. Ay bimana ila al-maut. We will keep struggling with the person ila al-maut. Qalu, they said, وَمَا مَوْعُودُ اللَّهِ, and what is the maw'ud of Allah? It says, قَالَ الْجَنَّةُ لِمَنْ مَاتَ عَلَى كِتَالِ مَنْ أَبَى. The maw'ud Allah, the promise of Allah, is al-Jannah, heaven, for the one who dies fighting the one who refused the message of Allah. وَالظَّفَرُ لِمَنْ بَقِيَ. So the one who dies gets al-Jannah, and also the maw'udullah for the one who does not die in the battle is az-zafar, triumph. Triumph, that is the az-zafar, victory or triumph. So he's talking about the side of the Muslims. They believe that as they are coming into this battle, those that will die among them are promised Allah, are promised heaven. That is the maw'udullah. And those that do not die, they are also promised victory. They are also going to enjoy the victory or triumph that they will have. فَقَالَ رُسْتُمْ, and then Rustum said, قَدْ سَمِعْتُ مَقَالَتَكُمْ, I've heard, مَقَالَتَكُمْ هُنَا بِمَعنَى قَوْلَكُمْ, قَدْ سَمِعْتُ قَوْلَكُمْ, I've heard what you have to say. فَهَلْ لَكُمْ أَن تُؤَخِّرُوا هَذَا الْأَمْرَ حَتَّى نَنْظُرَ فِيهِ وَتَنْظُرُوا. Will you wait or delay this matter? فَهَلْ لَكُمْ أَن تُؤَخِّرُوا هَذَا الْأَمْرَ. Will you delay this matter حَتَّى نَنْظُرَ فِيهِ, until we look into it, وَتَنْظُرُوا, and you also look into it. So instead of us hastening to the battlefield, why don't we both relax and look into the matter again? Now what happens? The time that you are out already on the battlefield and the person tells you wait for a while, your waiting time is when the person actually strategizes to defeat you. So what does Rabi'i said? Rabi'i said, قَالَ نَعَمْ كَمْ أَحَبُّ إِلَيْكُمْ, يعني كَمْ يَوْمًا أَحَبُّ إِلَيْكُمْ, how many days do you prefer? It says يَوْمًا أو يَوْمَيْنِ, a day or two for you to look through the matter. And then قال, يعني قال رستم, لا بل حتى نكاتب أهل رأينا بل حتى نكاتب أهل رأينا. أهل رأينا بمعنى our elders, those wise ones among us. So he said, no, rather until we write to the wise ones among us, those people we seek counsel from. وَرُؤَسَاءُ قَوْمِنَا, and the heads of our people. So we need to consult all these people. فقال أي فقال ربعي ما سننا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not teach us. When we say Sanna Rasulullah, bimana Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did it this way. Whatever Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did becomes a sunnah for us. So when we say Ma Sanna Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam haza al-amr, or Ma Sanna Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam haza, the Messenger of Allah did not make this a sunnah for us. He did not make this a part for us. So Rib'i, you said, ما سن لنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أن نؤخر الأعداء عند اللقاء أكثر من 3. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم did not teach us to delay the enemy, to give the enemy respite when we meet in the liqa, when we meet with the enemy. أكثر من 3 أي أكثر من 3 أيام, more than 3 days. So the Prophet did not permit us to give the enemy respite period more than 3 days. Okay. Says fanzur fi America wa amrihim. And so look into your matter and their matter. He is telling Rustum to look into his matter and their matter. واختر واحدة من 3 بعد الأجل. And choose one among the 3, whether 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days. Okay. After the appointed time. So you choose, either we give you today, tomorrow, or 3 days, and then after we get to business. فَقَالَ أَسَيِّدُهُمْ أَنْتَ. The Rustum is asking Rib'i, أَسَيِّدُهُمْ أَنْتَ, are you their leader? Yani the leader of the Muslims? قَالَ لَا. Rib'i, you said no. ولكن المسلمون كالجسد الواحد يجير أدناهم على أعلاهم. But the Muslims are like one body. الجسد الواحد, like they are like one body. يجير from أجارة, to depend on, to assist. يجير أدناهم على أعلاهم. The lower one, أدناهم, the lower one among them, depends on the higher one. So in Islam, there is no low, there is no high. When you are low, you depend on the higher one. That is the case then, because this ma'araka we are talking about is about 15 years Hijriya. So we've not gone anywhere in the history of Islam yet. Just 15 years after Hijrah. Okay. And this was, I think, in Shaban. Okay. So as the hadith even tells us, مثل المسلمين كمثل جسد واحد إذا اشتكى منه عضو تداعى له سائر الجسد بالسهر والحمى. The believers, the likeness of the Muslims are like one body. If one part complains of a pain, other parts also feels it. Okay, so that is what he was telling them. He is not the leader, but he represents fully the view of the Muslims. فَاجْتَمَعَ رُسْتُمْ بِرُؤَسَاءِ قَوْمِهِ فَقَالَ. Rustum gathered with the heads of his people, and he said, هل رأيتم قط أعز وأرجح من كلام هذا الرجل? Have you ever seen, هل رأيتم قط here ever, have you ever seen أعز, more mighty, وأرجح, and more superior, من كلام هذا الرجل, than this man's words? Have you ever seen any words mightier or more superior to the words of this man? See, the way you carried himself there put some fear in Rustum. فَقَالُوا, and they said, مَعَاذَ اللَّهِ, yani we seek refuge in Allah. It's like saying, أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ, مَعَاذَ اللَّهِ, God forbid, أَن تَمِيلَ إِلَى شَيْءٍ مِنْ هَذَا, God forbid that you lean to anything towards this. God forbid that you lean towards this. And you lean towards what he's saying. وَتَدَعَ دِينَكَ, and you leave your religion. God forbid that you lean towards the Muslims' religion. وَتَدَعَ دِينَكَ, and you leave your religion. إِلَى هَذَا الْكَلْبِ, to this dog. That is what the elders refer to Rib'i as. أَمَا تَرَى إِلَى ثِيَابِهِ, do you not see his clothing? They are referring to the dressing that we mentioned up here. That he didn't come in this dress here. I told you it's a symbol of poverty. It's a symbol of hardship. Thiyab in Safiqa, thick dress. They are not fashionable. They are not silky. There are no gold linings in there. Okay. So they pointed to him that they said, Ama tara ila thiyabihi, do you not see his clothing? Faqala, and Rustum told them, Wailakum, like Wailakum bimana, something like, how dare you? Like, Wailakum is just like something like, damn it. Okay, I don't know if this language is appropriate, but then something like that. La tanzuru ila thiyab, do not look to the dress. Do not look to the dress. Wanzuru ila ra'i, look at the mindset. Ar-ra'i, look at the mindset, the views of the man. Wal kalam, and the words, speech. Wasira, and the mannerisms, his demeanor. Asira, his demeanor and his conduct. I mentioned to you that the way Rib'i came in and wasn't paying any attention to the gold dressings and all that, even spoiling it with his arrow, had an effect. It says, look at the mindset of the man, look at his speech, and then look at his mannerisms, his conduct, his demeanor. Innal Araba, the Arab, indeed, yastakhifuna bithiyabi wal ma'kal. They take lightly dressing and also eating. Al-ma'kal involves the place of eating, involves the dressing. So istakhaffa, when we say istakhaffa, bimana to take something light, to not give something any credence. So yastakhifuna bithiyabi wal ma'kal, bimana they take the matter of dressing and eating very lightly. They don't take it any welcome. It says وَيَصُونُونَ الْأَحْسَابَ. Ahsab mana hasab, the proud lineage of a person. Okay, the proud ancestry of a person. So وَيَصُونُونَ الْأَحْسَابَ, they give credence to the prideness in the pride in their ancestry. They don't pay any attention to dressing and all that. So pay attention to the man's mindset, his speech, and also his conduct. That is what Rustum told them. And this particular qissa is captured in Al-Bidayatu wa Nihaya of Ibn Kathir. I think that it's a book of history. It's a book of Tariq. So he gives us the reference, Al-Bidayatu wa Nihaya, volume number 7, page number 40 in there. You could refer, inshallah, and gain more understanding into the subject, and also read more on the Ma'arakat al-Qadisiyya. Okay, that is how the Muslims gained entry into Al-Iraq. Then it was part of the fight that went on until the Muslims gained access into Iraq. Inshallah, this brings us to the end of this lesson, Rasul al-Muslimin in the Qa'id Qawad al-Furs. Inshallah, in the next lesson we look at lesson number 85. Till we meet again, don't forget to give a like if the lesson has been beneficial to you. And as well, don't forget to share for others to also benefit. Okay, anything that perhaps I didn't explain to your understanding, inshallah, you can point me out to it and I would clarify it. Till we meet again, have a very good Arabic time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.